And welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we have another AEW Blu-ray review. And this is one of my personal favorite events that AEW had put on. I'm talking about AEW's Grand Slam Dynamite and Rampage from the Arthur Ashe Stadium. This is 2021's events. And yeah, very cool stuff here. So this was AEW's first trip to New York City. I believe Queens, New York is where this was located. And this took place on September 22nd, 2021. Yeah, it was Queens, New York. And they taped Rampage for the September 24th edition of Rampage. So yeah, we got a very cool cover here with all the stars of AEW. Cool shot of the building. And this is the first, I hope, of many AEW Blu-rays I pick up. So yeah, this is a custom set I was able to find. Yeah, we got Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him, Chris Jericho, Sting, Cody Rhodes. You got Jade Cargill, Darby Allin, Matt Hardy, MJF, Jon Moxley, the Young Bucks, Dustin Rhodes, Big Show, Paul White, Mark Henry, Miro, Sting, CM Punk. This is a crazy event, absolutely loaded from top to bottom, bottom to top, in and out, up and down. This was a hell of an event. And I've probably in the same boat as many of you. I do not watch much tennis, believe it or not. Not much of a tennis guy. And yeah, so I had no idea what this building looked like until the maybe a week or so before I started looking up Arthur Ashe and things like this. And I seen this beautiful building. And the way that AEW set this thing up was absolutely amazing. I love the design of the building and, what they were able to do with this. So, we got a cool shot of Bryan Danielson on the spine and Ruby Soho. Who I believe just debuted a little bit prior to this. So for a quick reference point, this was a couple of weeks after the All Out 2021 show. CM Punk, I believe, debuted. Must have been at the end of August 2021. It's really hard for me to put a date on some of those things. But yeah, this was a hell of an event. I do have a little match listing here we'll go through quickly. But yeah, it's only a 1-disc set. But this is strictly for the content, man. This Blu-ray is loaded. Got an advertisement there for Dynamite. Yeah, there it is. Date, location, venue. Something I think every wrestling DVD should have. Cool shot of Omega and Danielson in one of my all-time favorite AEW matches. That was a hell of a match and wasn't even for a championship. You got the Doctor, Britt Baker, Malachi Black, one of my all-time favorites, CM Punk and Will Hobbs. So yeah, it's really a shame kind of, what a year can do in the sport of professional wrestling. So yeah, if you'd like to pause here quickly, I will run down, a majority of this anyway. So yeah, pretty much saying AEW made its New York City debut in the borough of Queens, New York, at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. And yes, it does say at the Arthur Ashe. It was broadcast on TNT specials, weekly TV programs, Dynamite and Rampage. Grand Slam saw the dream match of Omega and Danielson, which received a 5-star rating from journalist Dave Meltzer and referred by many as the best TV wrestling match of all time. So we also seen Cody Rhodes return to in-ring competition. So yeah, around this time, Cody Rhodes had been kind of sidelined and things like that. So yeah, attendance there, 20,177 for the first time ever. So yeah, I kind of get this one and The Last Dance, or I think that's what they call it, The First Dance or something like that. They called that, where CM Punk debuted. I kind of get those two mixed up, and yeah, so let's run down Dynamite first. Like I said, took place on September 22nd. That Dynamite episode drew 1.273 million viewers with a 0.48 in the demo, for anyone who was curious. Runtime here is an hour, 47 minutes, 52 seconds. It opens up, like I said, with Omega and Danielson. We also had MJF versus Brian Pillman Jr. Pretty underrated match here. Man, I don't think Tony Khan realizes the assortment of talent he has under his umbrella with guys like Brian Pillman Jr. here. And man, he is just a hell of an athlete. One of my favorites, man. Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black. You had FTR versus Sting and Darby Allin. Pretty cool match. And then Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. They did tape Dark Elevation prior to the event. We had 3 matches there. Thunder Rosa versus Kayla Sparks. You had Paul White in a 3-on-1 handicap match. Paul White versus Ricky Shane Page, VSK, and CPA. Not sure who any of those 3 are, honestly. I looked up Ricky Shane Page, and it looked like this guy was a pretty seasoned veteran. But when I looked up his stats on he competes a lot on Dark, AEW Dark. He did not get many wins, if any. He looked like he was 0-15 or some crazy stat like that. You also had the Dark Order in a 8-man tag here with Reynolds, Silver, 5 and 10 versus Dean Alexander, Kevin Tibbs, TJ Crawford, and Eric James. So again, a pretty random 8-man tag. Give you a shot of the back here for a bit. Rampage drew 640,000 viewers with a 0.28 in the demo. And I think a lot of this had to do with the CM Punk factor. You got about an hour and a half, 90-minute runtime here. CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs did open up the show. You had Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Christian and Jurassic Express. And I totally forgot that Christian was the Impact World Champion at this time. Man, it's pretty crazy to what happened in just a short year. And man, I've just seen some horrible news about Adam Cole. So if he is dealing with some very serious injuries right now, man, I really hope Adam Cole can get healthy again and, you know, return to action once again, because he was killing it for a few years there, and definitely became one of my favorites. In the very short span, you had Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky, and Ethan Page versus Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Lucha Bros, Santana and Ortiz versus the Hardy Family Office, Private Party, Butcher and the Blade, another 8-man tag. We also had Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford. And in the main event of that show, we had Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus Suzuki Gun, Minoru Suzuki, and Lance Archer. So pretty loaded shows overall. There is quite a bit of extras as well on this Blu-ray set. We have the September 8th Dynamite, the September 10th Rampage, September 15th Dynamite, the September 17th Rampage, which features Jon Moxley versus Suzuki, Pac versus Andrade, Adam Cole versus Kazarian, Miro versus Fuego. We also got the Road to Grand Slam. We have different Barstool Sports interviews with CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. You got a Defy Wrestling, Jon Moxley promos. Being the Elite, episode 275, which features Grand Slam, Dynamite, and Rampage. So yeah, this Blu-ray set is absolutely loaded, guys. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this event. As always, take some time, subscribe. We'll talk to you later. Peace.